Kawhi Leonard has played just 9 games this season, but ESPN reports he plans to resume working with the team this week, and the hope is he can return by late March. Kawhi spent the last 3 weeks in New York getting medical opinions on his quad injury. This comes less than a week after Greg Popovich said he'd be surprised if Kawhi returns this season. We're joined once again by Steven Jackson, who's a teammate of Kawhi's in San Antonio.
Yep. I need help on this. Yeah. I need some wisdom, some insight.
We all do.
Yep.
What's going on here?
Well, me knowing Kawhi, like I said, I spoke to him about a month ago when he had this second injury, second injury. I called him and asked him, was everything good, you know, because it was reports of things not being good in paradise and him not being hurt. It was supposed to be alive. But I called him. He said he's fine and everything's good in paradise. So that's all I can go by. You know, I'm hearing it from the horse's mouth. Me knowing Kawhi, he wants to be in the talks with KD, LeBron. He wants to be one of the greats, top 5 players. Right. And he approaches the game like it. So for him not to be playing right now, it's more than what we know. Right. Or he's actually hurt. And I just don't see him not playing because of other reasons besides physical reasons, you know. And Pop, you know, Pop won't hold the guy out for his personal reasons. Pop's all about the team. He's all about winning. So I can only think that he's really hurt and they're doing what's best for him. But something's telling me that there's more to the story that we don't know.
Vibranium. You know, that vibranium gets you right.
Yep.
Maybe he's just feeling better. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, did he heard what Pop said? I bet you a doorknob to a bucket of cow manure that Kawhi Leonard don't even own a TV. He don't hear nothing. He don't hear nothing about what Pop says. And that guy, his mentality, Skip, he marched through. He does his own thing. He ain't paying no attention to what nobody says, Skip. I'm telling you, his personality, he has the personality that it's implosive. He doesn't say a whole lot. It bottles up. But when it blows, it blows. So he's just going about his business. Hey, I got this little thing. It's still bothering me. I know what y'all saying, but I don't feel good. I've never felt that he was like, maybe he's trying to hold them hostage. He wants out or he had a grudge against somebody. I really thought he was hurt. It's hard for me to believe. I don't know him that well, but it's hard for me to believe that he would just, I'm not playing.
That ain't in his character.
It doesn't strike me as
I didn't think it was in his character.
Well, hey, Skip, what you trying to say, Skip? What you trying to say, Skip?
Come on with it, Skip.
Get off your chest.
Something ain't right here.
It ain't.
I know he went back, I think in part because he was shamed into going back. I believe that. I'm going to say it one more time, and this man knows what of I speak. To me, this is the best organization in sports, especially when it comes to being patient with players' injuries. Knick-knack injuries, no problem.
Right.
Take as much time as you need. Especially when it comes to rehabbing injuries, this team has been at the forefront, the New England Patriots of the NBA, in how to treat injuries. And all of a sudden, it got called out by a Kawhi Leonard, who took biggest issue with how they asked him to rehab what to me was not a traumatic injury. He took a knee in the thigh, and it did hurt, damage somewhat his tendon as it connected to the knee, down by the knee, and it stayed sore. And he did not like how they said to rehab it, whatever. I don't know all the details of what they said, do this, do that. And he said, that hurts. No, that's how we've always done it. No, that hurts. And it got so bad that he split, and he went to another surgeon, and he went to another physical therapist, and he defied them. And he said, you don't get it, I'm hurt. And they flat out said, we clear you to play. That's the Spurs saying that. It's not the Sacramento Kings saying it, and you saying, I don't think I trust the management of the Kings. I trust these people. I don't always like Pop. You didn't always like Pop. But I believe in the strength at the top of this franchise. And this is the first star that's ever defied the whole franchise. You had your issues with Coach Popovich, but you respected the organization.
By far.
You just did. Everybody does. No one, the Duncans, Ginobilis, Parkers, nobody ever disrespected the organization. It never came to that.
Right.
And I'm just torn up over this because it's so wrong. And I do believe there was extraordinary pressure on a Kawhi Leonard who'd never had this much expectation pressure put upon his shoulders, that all of a sudden, last year it was like, no Tim Duncan, but it's Kawhi and LaMarcus, who, you know, sort of jointly, they'll shoulder the new load with no Tim Duncan. And it came to pass in the playoffs. You could see LaMarcus, he couldn't quite bear up under that burden. And then Kawhi got hurt against Golden State, and the rest is history. And then we come into this year, and I don't know, about half the analysts I read, starting with Chris Broussard here at Fox,
Man,
picked Kawhi to be the MVP of this league.
Yep.
And I think it was a lot on him. And I think it's hard because he wasn't cut from this cloth. You know him. He came from a tough upbringing, and he never was the guy until all of a sudden he was a late bloomer.
Right.
Nobody saw this. That was the steal of the century in the draft, right?
But Skip, you trying
They traded George Hill for Kawhi Leonard effectively for that pick.
Skip,
Really?
you talking about Coach Popovich
Yeah.
shamed him into
Yeah.
coming back. Did you see his Jack Leg commercial? If he wasn't shamed of that commercial that he made, when he looking like
That's fair.
looking like he showed enough, nothing's gonna shame him.
All right.
I just believe Skip.
Who he look like? Show enough.
Show
Last
enough.
Dragon.
Skip, it's just hard for me to believe that someone of his caliber, his talent. I mean, like you said, he's in the MVP discussion. He finished second last. What? He finished second last year? Third. Finished third. Harden was second. Finished third. Two-time All-NBA, two-time Defensive Player of the Year. That this guy would not be out there if he wasn't hurt. Now, I've had a thigh bruise. Now, I'm telling you what I did. I had a thigh bruise my rookie year in Denver. And I'm trying to make the team, Skip. And you know what they do? You know how them thigh bruises. Dude told me, he said, man, what you need to do is sleep with your leg bent. I put a belt around my leg and slept with it bent the whole night. Man, I had a knot so big in my leg. So, and I had to play. I ain't have the luxury of Kawhi. You know, Kawhi can take as much time as he needs. Skip, I had to be out. I'm up there hobbling and like I'm on one leg. So I know thigh bruise can be painful.
I got it.
And he said, I mean, they say this tephalopathy or whatever it is, Skip. They say it's a disease of the tendon. It might be. And maybe he's just feeling better, Skip. What about that?
Maybe.
Had that ever, you know,
I
one
hope
day
so.
you feel bad, and you just wake up one day, Joy, and you feel good. You're like, yeah, I feel good today.
For no apparent
Tie
reason.
a belt around your leg.
Because I couldn't sleep, because I needed to sleep with it bent the whole night. I couldn't hold it there the whole night because, you know, you're going to stretch it out. If the belt...
That's a tough injury to have.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely hard to push off, but to go back to what you touched on, not only the Spurs one of the best organizations, but they're one of the best organizations that care about their players,
Right.
not just about basketball. And that's why a lot of guys respect Pop, because he's care about you on and off the court. And that's why it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Because you got the Pop that's a father figure type that really cares about guys, and he might want the best for Kawhi.
Yeah.
Then you have the situation where, okay, I need you on the team, but if we say you healthy and you don't feel healthy, now you bumping heads with Kawhi and coach, and that's something that's never happened. So that's why it's hard to see what's going on, because you don't know if it's Kawhi pulling or you don't know if it's Pop pulling. And normally you never see the star player and Pop go through the situation. So
You
let's
do
do it to
not.
everybody.
And when Greg Popovich stood up and made that statement coming out of the All-Star break, he basically said, I'm done with Kawhi. We're going onward and upward. We're moving on without him.
Look at it, Kawhi. That's how Kawhi looked at Pop when he was making that statement. Look at Kawhi looking over there.
He don't show no emotion.
Exactly.
Now. He don't show
so he
no
ain't
emotion.
paying no attention. He don't pay attention to nobody. Have you? First of all, if you didn't ask Kawhi for an interview, do you actually think Kawhi would speak?
No.
Who's ever asking for an interview? Like, I don't know.
But man, after the game when he plays well,
Yeah.
I mean, Kawhi's up there like, okay,
I
you
heard
played well.
Kenny Smith say the other night on TNT on Inside the NBA, he said, if I heard Kawhi's voice, just his audio,
Right.
I wouldn't know it was Kawhi
No.
Leonard because I don't even know what he sounds like.
Exactly.
And he talks a lot during the game. You know, he's never mic'd up because he's not the guy that wants to get mic'd up. But he speaks a lot in the game, but he doesn't speak much outside the court.
Okay, so is he Tim Duncan? No, but who is Tim Duncan?
Right.
In intangibles, in leadership.
Tim spoke when he needed to, though.
Oof.
He got in my face when he needed to.
I'm sure he
Yeah,
did.
he got in my face when he needed to.
Tim Duncan is a five-time
No,
champ.
I got it. But
He's
that's,
a 10-time first-team All-NBA player.
that's who that young man was stepping into the footsteps of.
No, that's who they wanted him
footprints
to
of.
skip. That's
Well,
an
I
awful
know.
lot.
It's
That's
a
an awful
lot.
lot.
I got it.
I mean, think about it. First of all, he's never going to be the greatest three ever. That's already occupied. There's a guy currently playing right now that's the greatest three ever.
Check.
It's over and done with.
Greatest three?
Three, small forward. So now he got to try to pass. He got to try to
I
pass
actually think
Larry
Michael Jordan played a lot of three.
Yo, you whatever. You whatever.
Huh?
All I'm saying is, Skip, is like, look. So the Kawhi is like Jordan Miller. Be the best you can be. Be all you can be. But you can't be that.
Yep.
That old 6'8" guy from 250 from Akron, he got that thing on lock. Like Jack Rabbit did on Dan Bryant.
Hey,
But what did I tell you at the end of last year? That guy became the best two-way player in basketball.
By
Because
far.
LeBron, in year 15, he's not worrying a whole lot about the defensive end. Not a whole lot.
We keep on talking about two-way players. We need to put Anthony Davis' name in that.
All right?
Anthony Davis throwing shots out here left and right.
And KD slowly sliding in that position too.
Paul George.
Okay.
KD blocking a lot of shots.
But see, Paul doesn't.
Paul always been there.
Yeah, but
Paul
see, Paul
always been
doesn't score the points. He didn't get the bulk points like the KD can go get you 50. AD, you see him, AD get you 50. And you know Bron.
Okay.
You see Bron out the other night? He was up in Memphis. Old Miss Triple Dove. She like barbecue.
Yeah.
Old Miss Triple Dove had those good old dry ribs.
So-
That Memphis rub.
yeah.
Once upon a time, LeBron could do what this guy does every night. If you need somebody to take the point guard out of the
Yeah.
game for the other
Kawhi.
team, he'll take him out. If it's the 3 or the 4, he'll just take him out. If you need somebody to bother LeBron James, he will bother LeBron
You know
James.
what, Skip? I just hope another 9 years, you and I sitting across from
Yeah,
each other.
yeah.
I'm going to say, what happened to Kawhi? You remember that time how you said he used to take the best this and best that? Because when he get to year 15, he ain't going to be sitting in that chair like he is right now. Because you remember LeBron within year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11?
Yeah.
He guarded everybody all over the court.
Yeah, but 9 years from now, LeBron will be sitting in your chair. and
No,
I'll still
no.
be sitting over here.
Yo, me and Bron, we going
We're
somewhere.
going to have a show, LeBron and I.
Me and Bron going somewhere. We just going to talk about Bron. Hey, man, what's it
Oh,
like
you're
to
just
be
going to go sit on the beach and talk about
Yeah,
LeBron?
we're going to talk about Bron.
Talk about
With the miles.
Them old Villetta Wood. I'm like, Bron, what's it like to win six MVPs?
Ooh.
You go on to 12.
LeBron, what's it like to go 3-8 in the NBA Finals?
He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know nothing about that because I was at 3 and 5 one time, and the next thing I know, I had looked up. I was 6 and 5.
What? Oh.
I was 6 and 5.
How did this happen to you? You're in the Hall of Fame.
What?
You're like some super fan, like.
What happened?
Huh?
Because you be trying to minimize what LeBron has done and
my
what he's
fault.
doing.
It's always my
yes.
fault.
What did you
They've been blaming you for a while,
Paul
Skip.
Pierce. You
They've
blame
been blaming
Paul
you
Pierce
for a
being
while.
mad on you.
Oh, yeah, Paul
Mad at
Pierce.
You, on sketch.
You Paul Pierce,
It
man.
was my
You
fault.
made me say Paul was at the top 10.
You didn't mean
That's
it?
what I said.
You're just saying stuff you don't
That's
mean
what I
now?
said. That's what I told him.
That's what you meant?
He was at one point.
Well,
He
See?
was. Oh, he was.
Steven, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Is Lonzo Ball starting to look like a star in the NBA? We'll discuss that next.
No.